Hi, I'm Ellen.
And I'm Eric.
And this is I Love That. And it's a podcast. And we're doing this podcast for our son, Jack, who's 22 years old. And we're doing a life story interview kit from Tails.com. And we're not being paid by Tails. We just thought it was a really cool idea. So, we decided to record it instead of write it down or, stuff like that. We thought maybe we would inspire other people, other parents or grandparents to do the same thing. So to have a record of our lives for our son and his future kids.
Yeah, not just hearing stories, but you hear stories right from the horse's mouth.
Right from the horse's mouth,
and you see how we are, how we act, our personality.
Exactly.
That, you just can't get in writing.
Right. No, absolutely. I think this is brilliant, personally.
I do.
Okay. So that's what we're doing. Do you want to talk about anything?
You want to talk about the cops?
We already talked about the cops that were here. Now I don't want to talk about the cops. It's been a pretty quiet. It took Eric and Jack a while yesterday to mow because they let the grass grow way too long. So I think our mower is a battery mower, and it took the whole battery just to do the front yard, which is small. So that was rough yesterday, and it was hot too.
Yeah.
So
it was.
Yeah. Hot and sticky.
Yep.
That's what our weather is right now. And it is September 28th or 7th.
28th.
It's September 28th, 2025. And we're in a heat wave right now. So go figure, it's Nebraska weather. Tomorrow it might be snowing, literally. We have really no idea. That's how quick it changes. And we're on live on TikTok right now. So yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. So, So I guess if we don't have anything to talk about, let's get to the question.
Alrighty. Did you work as a teenager? What did you do?
Okay. You want to start?
I started at 14. I started mowing lawns around Shelby.
Oh, wow.
And I had the motel. I had the old folks' homes.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of just older people that didn't, couldn't mow the yard themselves anymore.
Sure.
So I would go mow them.
So you just walk around town with your mower?
I had a rider. I had a rider and then a push mower to do the trimming with.
Wow.
And
fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. Had a little trailer for a while. It was pretty cool.
Oh my God. Where'd you get a riding mower? That thing's expensive.
It wasn't new. It was used. Dad found it here in Omaha somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Wow. That's
so then
cool.
I made enough to buy a newer one. So then I had a bigger.
Just investing in your.
Exactly. Getting bigger mowers as it went.
In your business. Yeah. That's cool. Did you do snow removal too?
No. The farmers were pretty cool about that. They'd come in with their buckets on the tractor and drag the snow out of the driveway.
That's nice.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was super nice, especially when it got deep.
Right.
When it was just a few inches,
right,
you're on your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get a foot or two and the farmers come into town with their tractors and it's really, really cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What else? Is that it?
That's it, man. That's all I did.
You didn't work at
I did work for a while. I worked downtown. There was a place that rebuilt starters and alternators for cars. And
in downtown Shelby?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was one of the teardown guys, or I was the teardown guy actually for quite a while.
Oh, wow.
So we would go into Omaha and Council Bluffs, and Don, the guy that owned it, he would take his pickup truck and he would buy all these. He'd go to junkyards and buy the starters and alternators that they pulled out of cars and just threw them in a bucket, we would take the buckets. And he, obviously paid for those.
Right.
We'd take them back. We had a big part, like the size of this table, parts washer, and it had just aluminum ingots in it and solvent. And so I had air tools, so just undo all the screws and the bolts and stuff, throw all the parts in the parts washer.
Wow.
And start tearing down more. And then when those are done, you take them out and you just let them dry. And then the guys in front that were building them would come back and get the housings and the plungers and all the stuff that's in it, except for the electronics. And then, well, they did get the electronics too, because they rebuilt those. They resolder them and everything. And then he would go back into Omaha with a truck full of rebuilt, and he would sell them to all the parts stores.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, what a good gig.
It was pretty easy. I got to go on quite a few trips with him, and got to know a bunch of the junkyard guys. And it was,
That's cool. Would you do that when you were senior? Or junior?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a senior when I did that. Yep.
So you mowed lawns and tore down
starters and alternators.
For cars. And you were busy rebuilding cars at that time too.
Yeah, I had my Mustang that I was putting money into. I had an El Camino.
Oh, yeah.
I had a 74 El Camino. The thing was a yacht.
Yeah.
And it, the fenders that came up like that over the top.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God, it was so cool. And it had captain's chairs. You'd sit the driver's seat and the passenger seat, but you're sitting there and throw it in park. There's a little switch here.
Oh,
and
really?
You just pivot and you step right out of the car.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
Neat. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was so cool.
So you put your money into that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah, I got those seats from a junkyard. They were out of an El Camino. And they happened to be just the exact same interior color as that tan.
Really?
I was like, I want those.
Right.
In fact, I found them. That's when I found them, was on a trip in one of the junkyards. Yeah.
You like score.
Yeah. So I came back into Omaha and they let me tear them out and I paid for them. And yeah.
Wow, you're into that. You're into building cars.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool. Yeah.
They're hard to work on now.
Oh, yeah.
We've got that Hemi in that truck, and I can get to 5 of the 8 spark plugs.
Right.
The other 3, I don't know how. It's magic.
It's magic.
Because there's no way.
There's some magical tool that the dealership uses.
Yeah, they must have to remove all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Emission stuff and crap to get to them. It's insane. It's crazy. That's why when I looked at that truck, that Colorado, it had an inline 4. It was huge. I mean, the case, not the case, where it sits is huge.
Right.
And it's just a little skinny little engine with all the electronics on it. And you can still get in there and work on it.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, this is perfect.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. So, but that's it. That's what I did.
Wow. Okay.
What did you did?
Well, what I did, my first job was was like a donut shop that had, but it also had like taquitos and hot dogs and stuff like that, kind of an, I guess, fair food.
Sure.
Sort of fair food, but mostly donuts. So I worked there, and it sucked, of course. But I did get to take all the donuts home that I wanted after work.
Oh, wow.
But that made me fat.
Yeah.
So that stopped real quick. I think I quit that job. And then I was a hostess at Port Sacal, Seaport Village, across in San Pedro. And I was a hostess there for, I think, 3 shifts because I really hated it. And like, I don't know, I think I just didn't show up one day and that was it. And that was bad too, because John and his girlfriend, Amber, worked there. So he was a bartender there. So it probably reflected badly on him, but sorry.
He turned out okay.
He turned out fine. Yeah. And after that, I got a job at a record store. My dream job.
Right.
It was at Middle Earth Records, and I was 16. And yeah, it must have been before I was a hostess. But anyway, I was 16, and everyone wanted to work there. So and their what is it called when you have to fill out? For some reason, it's escaping my mind. But anyway, it was like questions like
the application.
Application, yeah. If you were a flavor of ice cream, what would you be and why? That kind of it was like 2 pages of that. So you had to come up with like, the most intriguing answers you could. But and somehow I did. And I started working there, and it was fucking awesome. I loved it. I spent all my money on records. Down below, under the counter, there was our space as employees to, put what we wanted, so we pull records, 12-inch discs or whatever, and put them down there until payday. And then payday, we would just give our money back, basically. I mean, I had to have some money to live, but I bought a lot of cool. In fact, I have a 12-inch extended dance remix of X's Wild Thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the whole song with all Rodney on the Rock used to play it, but no one else would play that, the 12-inch version, because that's a long song. But yeah, man, I loved working at the record store. It was a dream job. All my friends were totally just jealous of that. They would come in and hang out, and yeah, it was really fucking cool. I can't believe I got to do that job. It was neat. And then from there, I went to the warehouse, which is also a record store. But at that point, it was right when videos like VHS and Beta were coming out, and you could really rent them now. So the warehouse became like, it had like a mini Blockbuster inside of it before, So I was like usually in charge of the video area or in the video area because I love movies. So I automatically just kind of gravitated towards it. So yeah, I loved working at the warehouse too. It was very, very cool. It was weird because I looked like Molly Ringwald a lot.
Right.
And I remember when Breakfast Club came out on video, I had an actual customer ask me if I was Molly Ringwald. And I said, sir, if I was Molly Ringwald, do you think I'd be working here?
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
Think about it.
I mean, use your brain. But so that was kind of funny. I got mistaken for her a lot, though, especially after 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, all that came out, Pretty in Pink. Yep. Oh, my gosh. And after that, I worked at Disneyland for I think it was a summer or so. It was not great either. I mean, getting to go to Disneyland every day after work was fantastic. You get in for free, you get your friends in for free. Yeah, it was so fun. But actually, what I did at Disneyland was not fun. I didn't get to I wasn't like one of the Jungle Cruise captains and stuff like that. I was a food person. I worked in the fast food area. It's the only fast food I ever worked in. But it was where it was in Tomorrowland, and there was a stage that came up right across from Autotopia. There's a stage that came up where bands played, and that's where I worked. Is that it was hamburgers and hot dogs and French fries. That's it. And they were really good, but it was so fast paced. I remember the shoes that they made us get were black, and they had really thick soles on them, and mine were worn down because I walked pigeon-toed. Mine were worn down on the insides. I kept having to get new pairs of shoes. It was terrible. And, because you had to go out in the lines and ask people, take their orders out in line. So many people did not speak English. So we had to learn different, like hamburguesa and papas fritas, which are French fries. You had to learn the different stuff in different languages. And when you're walking to and from backstage to wherever you're working, you have to have a smile on your face, no frowns, and you had to if someone asked, where the nearest restroom is, you would have to, point the way, or if you were close enough, go ahead and take them there. It was a lot of, and I was a teenager, so I was unhappy. So I was in the happiest place on earth, but I wasn't the happiest person. So, yeah, it kind of sucked, but I look back on it now and I'm kind of like, I wish I had enjoyed it a little more.
Right.
One of the girls that I worked with, she was about 4 foot nothing, 10 maybe. And she went to go try out to be Chip or Dale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess when you go try out to do that stuff, you have to act like you have the costume on. So, but she got it. So cool. She was really, really excited. I didn't stay there long enough. I quit. It was a long drive, and it was a kind of a nightmare job. So, yeah, I saw a flock of seagulls there though, and New Edition.
Oh, really?
Bobby Brown, way back in the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my teenage years of working.
Huh.
So yeah, I guess that's it for us. Yep. That's it for this episode, all wrapped up in a nice little bow with all the different things that we've had going on. That's cool. All right. So I guess please rate, review, like, subscribe, all that stuff that you do on social media. We're on all of the social medias. We're at I Love That Jack's Crib. And if you want to email us, we're at ilovethat@jackscrib.com. So until next time, this has been I Love That. See you later.
Bye.